In the name of Allah Almighty, the most merciful and the most beneficent. Assalamu alaikum students, I am your computer science teacher Haider Ali. Students, today we are going to discuss about some features of Microsoft Office 2010. Before moving towards the lecture, the book that we are following is Air Foundation series online with computers book 6 based on Windows 7 and MS Office 2010. Before moving towards the actual and the new topic, let's discuss about the previous knowledge, that what we did in our previous lecture. Students, we have discussed about inserting the word art in our previous lecture. We have discussed about editing the word art and text and applying shadow effect and 3D effect to the text. And we have done the practical work of this as well. Our new topic is how to set page margin. This is your chapter number 3, page number 34. So if you have books, kindly open your books in front of yourself. Your chapter number 3 and page number 34. The topic is page margin. What is page margin? What is margin? So did you get the idea of margin? So basically the margin is something that you are drawing in your notebooks. So page margin, in the computer term, page margin is the blank space around the edges of the page. So what is page margin? Page margin is the blank space around the edges of the page. As you have margins in your notebook as well, similarly you can set margin in the Word document. So students, let's have a look towards the figure of Microsoft Office 2010 and then you will get to know the better concept of page margin. This is the interface of Microsoft Word 2010. This is basically the top margin, the left margin, the right margin. These are basically the spaces. And you know what is page margin? The page margin is the blank space around the edges of the page. So this is what you call page margin. Now class, the question is how to set page margin. This is very easy, that how to set page margin. We just have to follow the 3 simple steps and then we will set the page margin. The step number 1 is click layout tab. The step number 2 will be click margin from page setup group, and third, click and select the margin type. This is how we have to set a page margin. Now let's have a look. So students, we will see here how to set page margin. In order to set page margin, first of all we need to click the page layout tab, and then we will be clicking the margin tab from page setup group. Here we have multiple groups: page setup, page background, paragraph, arrange. So from the page setup group we will click margin, and from here we will select any margin that we want to apply. I have inserted the narrow page margin. This is how we have to set a page margin. Let's have a look towards the wide. If I am going to select the wide, so this is basically the changing the page margin, and the final that I am going to do is normal. So this is how you have to set a page margin, simply by going to page layout tab, and then in a page setup group you have to click margin, and then you can select any one from it. And if you want to apply some custom margin, then you will click custom margin, and then you will give the properties from these, like if you want to apply the page margin from top, then which value you are going to set here, and from left, and from gutter, and from bottom, and from right, and the gutter position. So this is basically how to set a page margin. The next topic class is how to set the page orientation. Before moving how to set page orientation, let's discuss about page orientation and what is page orientation. Orientation means the layout position of the document. So what is orientation? Orientation is basically the layout position of your document, and this layout position can be a portrait or a landscape. Now we will see how to implement page orientation. Yes students, from here we will see how to set page orientation. Again we will follow the very simple steps. First, the step number 1 should be, we have to go to page layout. After clicking the page layout, we will be clicking the orientation tab from here. So we can set a portrait or a landscape orientation from here. So if we select landscape, now the orientation has been set to landscape. And again I am going to change the orientation. So if I check the portrait button, then it will be converted to portrait layout. So this is, student, how we have to change the layout or change the layout position of the document, and this is changing the layout position is what you call page orientation. Again I am repeating, you can go to page layout and then you have to click the orientation and then you can select the layout, whether it is portrait or landscape. This is according to your desire, that what you want to add. Okay students, in this video we have discussed about how to set page margin and how to set page orientation. In our next video we will see how to set paragraph spacing and how to set line spacing. Thank you.